The border was closed so quickly under this administration, people forget what it was like just a year ago. We encounter about 180 people on average at the border right now. Under the Biden administration, it was 10,000 people a day who were trying to get into this country. So it was so dramatic. It's been so dramatic so quickly that people don't remember a year ago what it was like when we were literally under invasion.
Okay. Congressman, you are running in Florida effectively on Trump's record.
Right.
That doesn't seem to bother you. I see a smile on your face.
Doesn't bother me at all, because when you look at all the things the president's been accomplished, Corey just talked about it with the border, but let's go further. Wages adjusted for inflation under Joe Biden were down and severely down. Families were falling way behind. In Donald Trump's first year back in the White House, wages adjusted for inflation is actually up. GDP growth the last 2 quarters skyrocketing. Investments are being made in the United States. When people start filing their tax returns in a couple of months, they're going to start seeing bigger tax refunds because of no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Crime in the country significantly down because the president's back, and we didn't even get to foreign policy.
Okay, all understood. The question remains, though, why, when we talk to people about even the economy, are they telling us how much they're hurting and how bad things are, and Trump on inflation is 27 points underwater? Is it that they don't see all the things that you're just telling me?
Well, no, it's the fact that inflation has slowed dramatically. That is a fact because of President Trump's policies. Energy policies, gas prices are down, energy prices are down.
I'm not arguing the numbers, I'm arguing why people aren't feeling it.
But let's be clear. It does take enough time for that stuff to work its way all the way through the system. This is why we were moving at breakneck speed last year to get the president's agenda through Congress. Now that that's gotten through, we believe, you look at growth numbers this year, people more money in their pocket this year. By the time we hit the summertime, it's going to be more and more real to them, and that's going to impact the midterms in a positive way for Republicans.
Then the numbers come through. The one point that Republicans are extraordinarily proud of, and President Trump is on a daily basis, is immigration. And Republicans will tell you he is not getting credit for that because of the media. Take a listen.
18 seconds.
I think there's a lot of false media out there, and I think we need to be better at messaging what we're doing.
It's not the media.
No, actually it is the media, and we're seeing it time and time again.
This is despicable rhetoric that we're seeing, and the media is absolutely complicit in this violence.
All right, so much of what the media has been covering is the videos of ICE and the protests against ICE. Corey, today the president brought out pictures of people that he said ICE was after and had been let out of jail in Minnesota and other places to make the point. Did you guys get caught behind the curve on the messaging of who ICE was going after and why?
Leland, here's what the viewer has to understand. When you look at the legacy media, 93% of the legacy media coverage as it relates to ICE has been negative. Honestly, I thought it was much higher than that, but it's been 93%, which means you see increase in violence against our police officers, you see increase in doxing, you see increase in threats against them. And so it's very difficult if you're out there as a federal officer doing your job every day, going after the worst of the worst, the rapists, the pedophiles, the murderers, the convicts, the drug dealers, to get any solace to do your job. And instead, they're encouraging violence against these people. So because of that, the media has this narrative that the Trump administration's goal to make your community safer is actually hurting the average person. And I've never come across a person who said, leave the rapist, leave the drug dealer, leave the pedophile on the streets.
In retrospect, would it have been better to do the whole picture parade, and this is who we're after, before sending ICE agents in and before the street raids and the protests that you all knew were coming, or having to play catch up now?
Leland, we've taken 10,000 people off the streets who are known or suspected terrorist, violence, gang members.
Why don't the American people feel that?
Because 93% of the media says that what you're doing is wrong. And listen, look, here's the statistics. They say we're arresting Americans. ICE has a 99.9997% success rate of arresting bad guys, okay? People who deserve to be arrested. If any other government agency had that percentage, you'd be lauding us and saying that's amazing. But instead, the media focuses on the 0.003%. Think if the IRS only made that size of a mistake. People would say, wow, we love the IRS.
No,
nobody
I
ever
don't think
says
anybody
that.
would still love the IRS, but we can debate that at a different time. Interestingly enough, President Trump has started to soften a little bit when it comes to ICE. Take a listen.
You know, when the woman was shot, I felt terribly about that. And I understand both sides of it. And, you know, they're going to make mistakes sometimes. ICE is going to be too rough with somebody, or, you know, they're dealing with rough people.
Congressman, that is far more, I want to say, contrite, or at least understanding, than many Republicans have been on this issue. Would it be wise for Republicans to take a page out of President Trump's playbook on this?
So let's be clear. There's not a Republican in the country that wanted to see Renee Good lose her life. But let's also be clear. She decided to put her foot on the accelerator when there was a law enforcement official right in front of her car. It doesn't matter if it was an ICE agent, Secret Service agent, a border security agent, sheriff in the state of Florida or the state of Minnesota, or your local cop in your local community. If anybody decides that they are going to drive their car directly at a law enforcement official, you are taking your life into your own hands.
I'm not arguing the law. I'm wondering, and I'll give Corey the last
No,
word.
but this is beyond the law. This is not even law. This is common sense.
I agree with all of that.
Leland,
but
this
the
is important.
President's tone is very different.
Leland, again, nobody wants to see Renee Good or any other American lose their life, but let's also be clear on this. Put law enforcement aside. If somebody drove their car at another human being, does that human being have the right to defend themselves?
I'm not arguing
The answer is unequivocally yes.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem with the media, because the media doesn't want to report about the reality of what happened on the ground. They want to sensationalize for the purpose of diminishing President Trump when he is winning for the American people and he's right on the issues. Because he's a human being. He has a heart. Like I said at the top, nobody wants to see another human being lose their life. Nobody wants to see that, especially President Trump. Why do you think he's been fighting so hard to end all these conflicts around the globe? He doesn't want to see people dying anymore. He doesn't want to see that.
All right, from immigration to foreign policy, gentlemen, thank you all very, very much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.